Hello and welcome back to KSB.TV YouTube channel. I have a very interesting guest today from Sharity Token. I've interviewed this guest before on Discord Syndicate with T-Rob, so definitely head over there and check that out if you want to get, some background information. But today I'm going to bring him right on up so that we can get into it. How are you doing today?
I am doing great, man. The weather has been awesome. Opportunities have been opening up, and it's just another day to be blessed. I'm alive. I'm healthy.
So the weather, where is that weather at that you're talking about?
Well, I live in Chicago, so we get good weather for 2 months, and then for the rest of the year it's cold.
Ah, I thought maybe you were living the life like I am over here in California.
Oh no, man, I love California. I wish.
Yeah, we've had great weather. I mean, for it to be the summertime, sometimes it can get really, really hot. But I mean, the wind has been blowing. It's been wonderful out here.
Yeah, I love when I visit because when you look at the weather, sometimes it'll say, "Hey, it's gonna rain," and then the day it's supposed to rain, it gets like really cloudy, and then it clears up in like 1 minute, and then the sun comes out. Like, what is the California weather like? What are y'all doing out there?
I don't know, but we are paying for it. I'll tell you that much. So, anyways, just to give the people here a little bit of background information as far as like, I think it's like a KSB tradition that we always ask our guests, how did you get into crypto? What was that first experience like? And how that has got you to where you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got into crypto. Well, the reason why I got into crypto is because few years, like long, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I had lost my job, got fired. Of course, there was a whole story behind that. But when you're at rock bottom, and you don't have anything, when you get back on your feet, you want to do everything you can so that you will never ever see that bottom again. And
Mhm.
so from there, I started, researching like what can I do to start building passive income. So, investing in stocks, real estate, crypto, and like the number one thing that came to mind and something I really resonated with was crypto. And so that's the reason why I got into crypto. And the first token I got was Ethereum. I really believe in Ethereum. I'm not an Ethereum maxi, but I just think Ethereum has some great things ahead. And I'm really glad to say that I still love Ethereum, and I'm on the Ethereum chain with my own token. And then what was the last question?
I mean, basically, how did that get you to where you are now? But I guess just as a follow up to what you just said, how long ago was that you said that you got into crypto?
Probably about 3 years ago now.
Okay. And so you said that your coin now is on Ethereum. And what is that token now that you have?
Yep. So it's called Sharity Token.
Dive into that a little bit. Tell me, just give us a little background as far as like how does that operate and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So charity, and like I said, that's another story. So I usually start off by saying, so when I got into crypto that first year, it was more of like a learning period. You have to learn, you have to learn what a swap is. You're just learning things. And then that second year, once you kind of pick things up and you start learning, I really, thought to myself, like, I love Ethereum, I love trading blue chips, but man, like these tokens that hit Coinbase and Binance, I want to find these tokens before they hit these exchanges. And so like
Mhm.
I just kind of had like that light bulb moment. I'm like, okay, well, let me start searching for some of these low cap gems. And so, once you start doing that, you interact with the communities and you just fall in love with that whole, it's almost like a family atmosphere. And just look at Hex, for example. It's just something that you guys start from the ground up, and it's getting bigger and bigger every single day. And that's what I love about crypto. I love that whole, family mentality. And so from there, I already understood that, hey, something in crypto I'm going to be doing. I don't know what it's going to be doing, but I just know it's going to be something in crypto. And so as I'm inserting myself into some of these communities, people kind of like my personality. I'm a pretty honest, hardworking guy. And there's a lot of people, that reached out to me like, hey, be on my team and, come do this. We're going to do some great things. And, we always tell ourselves like, hey, I'm going to do this, when I grow up, or I'm going to do that. And we make all these great plans, but at the end of the day, those plans are your plans and not God's plan. And so some of
Mhm.
the things I was trying to do in crypto were things that I thought of, and it just every way, like no matter what, I tried to do my best, it just wouldn't work out. So one day I really was kind of like down on myself, like, man, I know I love crypto. I know I'm supposed to be doing something in crypto, but like, why is this not working out for me? And so, one day I tried to go to sleep and I really couldn't. And, so as I'm trying to go to sleep, I keep hearing this word charity. And I'm like, charity, it sounds like charity, but it's a little bit different. And so I'm like, all right, I'm not going to think nothing of it. So it keeps replaying over and over in my head. And I'm like, okay, obviously it's got to be something I need to write down. And so I got up, I wrote it down. And then as I'm writing it down, like a brief description comes and it says, give crypto to charities. And so
Mhm.
once I get that off of my mind, I'm finally able to go to sleep. I wake up the next morning and I'm like, let me read back what I said. And I read it back and I'm like, man, this sounds like a great utility. It sounds like something, awesome that I haven't seen in this crypto space, at least not, mainstream. And so
Yeah.
from that point, I started figuring out like, who I want to be on my team, what other utilities I want, what is this going to look like? How am I going to achieve it? And it took a while. We launched in December. We started initial planning back in October, and we released our MVP probably like a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. And since then, some updates is we just released our version 1 of the platform. So we transitioned from MVP to version 1 about 2 weeks ago. And just some great news. Like we were able to raise nearly $10,000 since version 1 launch. So that's honestly amazing. The community has been awesome. So if you don't know what we are, we're a donation platform. You can donate your crypto to different charities around the world and also individuals. So we want individuals to come on our platform. We see a lot of GoFundMe stories like, hey, I'm trying to raise money for X, Y, and Z. We want people to do that as well on our platform. So just think of us kind of like just a donation giving platform.
Mhm. And your organization itself is a 501c3 as well?
Absolutely. So we're a nonprofit, and then we apply for our 501c3 because we want, when people donate on our website or on our platform, we want them to get that tax break. And so
Mhm.
that's a whole nother thing is when we were trying to do our 501c3, we talked to a lot of people who are experts, and they said, man, I don't know if you guys are going to get your 501c3 because the IRS really don't deal with crypto. It's not something that they really fool with, and our
Mhm.
our nonprofit is heavily influenced by crypto. And so
Yeah.
just the fact that we got our 501c3 and it got approved by the IRS, it really kind of just shows where the US is going as far as crypto and adoption.
I mean, it makes me so excited because I don't know if you know my background, but I came from the nonprofit sector. Like so after I graduated college, I had a small child, and I grew up in the church, right? And so my grandparents, they had schools that I was raised in. The church ran these schools. And so when I graduated college, I went back to San Diego to raise my child, and I went to these schools, and I had like no interest in being in education. Like that wasn't my passion. I've always been a little bit the rebel child, right? Like I play poker, I gamble, I do a little DJing activity sometimes. So like crypto is like, you know, but when I went back, the school had just people don't want to work in nonprofit. Like you don't make money, like, and it's just like it had just fell off as far as like the quality of employee. And so I just made the commitment that, I got a small child. I want to be in her life every day. I'm just
Mhm.
going to work for the school. Forget the money. I'm just going to do that. And so I dug like really deep into it to the point to where I went back to school, got my master's in nonprofit. So I did that for 15 years. I ran, these educational institutions, preschools, elementary, and so like my love for the nonprofit sector and like going through my master's program and meeting all these different organizations, like that's just something that's never going to go away. Like
Yeah.
once you have that commitment to charity and to service, like that's just something that's a part of you. So I
Right.
commend you for that, first and foremost, to just say that It's needed. It's needed to find that bridge between crypto and charity and nonprofit work. And so I'm just really excited, to learn more and to see you grow to where I know that it can be. There's a lot of things merging now in the two sectors, like with the endowment token. Have you heard about, like the Texan token and what they're doing?
Yeah, I've heard about endowment.
Okay. So I like to see that, there's so many cross connections, working with crypto and adoption and nonprofits. I'd like to dive in a little bit deeper, with your front end and how that works, and just,
Mhm.
kind of explain like what are the steps? Like there's a person out there that wants to contribute, who is it through your site that they can contribute to, who can't they contribute to. Let's just dive deep into that. And then if you have a website, then I'd be willing to do a screen share as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So the way our platform works is, a lot of organizations, a lot of nonprofits, they want to be able to receive additional funding. And, being in the nonprofit space, you're never going to go to a nonprofit and they say, hey, no, I don't want extra money, because they all need money. And so being able to open them up to be able to receive crypto is just an additional way that they can receive revenue. And sometimes when I talk to some of these organizations, they're just not ready to be on the platform as far as like making a wallet and knowing how to trade crypto, but they want to be able to still receive it. And so we have a couple different options for organizations on our platform, so they can be on our platform. People can send crypto to their charity, and what we'll do is we'll contact them and say, hey, you guys just got X amount of dollars, donate to you. How do you want the funds? And then from there, we'll have that conversation, and we can say, hey, we also have a preferred method where and this is actually patent pending. Any other crypto donation platform you go to, the way that is set up is when you donate on their platforms, you're sending your crypto from your wallet to that platform's exchange wallet, and then from there they'll cash it out and send it to the actual charity. And number one, I think it's great that we're getting charities and they're getting to crypto and things like that of that nature. But
Mhm.
me personally, I'm more about pushing adoption as well as helping. And so if people are just, sending crypto to the exchange, the platform is cashing it out and sending it to the charity, what has the charity learned in that process? They haven't learned anything. So
Right.
my opinion, and so what we did, we really wanted to overvamp the whole situation, and we have a personal smart contract that we built from the ground up. So that way charities, they can upload their own ETH address or their own custodial wallet, and people can send crypto directly to them on our platform. And it's patent pending. I really hope we do get the patent, because then no one else can do what we do. And I think that's how we're going to continue to push this adoption, and we can continue to help charities and get more people into crypto space. Because hey, the more charities that we got receiving crypto and getting into crypto, that's going to overall grow this market cap, where more people is going to buy Ethereum, more people is going to buy Bitcoin, more people are going to buy Hex. So that's what we want. That's what I want. And I think, at the end of the day, charity and crypto goes hand in hand. There's no reason why we shouldn't be using this right now to help, situations around the world.
Hmm. Yeah. So I know that the nonprofit is really just there in order for people to be able to send their donations to their preferred charity, right? How does that tie into the token? Because they're separate, right?
Exactly. Yep. So our token and our nonprofit are two completely different entities. So one is for investors investing, and then the other is for the actual, philanthropy, people who want to donate and give. And we really, thought to ourselves as a team and a board and say, man, we really love the platform, we really love the token. And when we were trying to like push it to like different charities and different communities, it just didn't make sense to a lot of people, because they didn't understand what like burn was or tokenomics or white paper, and they just want information about the donation platform and how they're going to receive those donations. And so from
Hmm.
that moment we kind of understood, hey, we got to split these two up, because the token is just for investors and the actual platform is for people who want to give and our partners.
Hmm. So Tell me just a little bit more about the token. Like what purpose is it serving as far as, helping charity or not or
Absolutely. So we do the token wise, we have tokenomics set up so that way we can support charities. We actually just did an autism awareness campaign 2 weeks back. That was our very first intimate. So what we want to do on our platform as well, we want to continue to uplift smaller charities. So we all know that Red Cross and St. Jude, these are great organizations, but they got the marketing dollars to keep pushing out commercials and pushing out flyers, so that way they're always going to be in the forefront of people's minds when they want to donate. So,
Mhm.
one thing as charity continue gets bigger and bigger, we don't ever want to lose sight of, those smaller charities, those smaller organizations. And, with you running a nonprofit yourself, those organizations do just as much legwork as the bigger ones. And sometimes they don't receive the same amount of funding. And so we just did an autism awareness campaign with a smaller charity, and they did a back to school event where children was able to go to this event, get new shoes, just have some fun, get haircuts, and just play. Just be able to be with the community. So that's one thing that I'll continue to do. Um, that's one part of the token aspect, but also for investors, we really want to do passive income. Like that's my passion. My passion, so people can, if they want to do good, but they also receive in return. So that way, we're actually in the process of building our own staking platform. So that way, when we have additional revenue and additional funds coming through the actual platform, that'll filter back to the token and back to the holders. So that way, we can do buybacks, we can do giveaways, we could do staking pools where people can stake their tokens and get things back in return. So it's a lot of things that we want to do, but we got to get the wheels turning some more on that platform.
So right now the token is out on Ethereum.
Mhm.
And how is the supply? Is it a fixed supply? How is that?
Yeah, it's a fixed supply. So right now it's right like 50 quads, and I think the actual supply on Uniswap left is somewhere around like 5 to 6 quads. I gotta look at the actual Etherscan thing, but and the supply is so high just because there's a token called Saitama, and it's one of my first loves in crypto. I really love the community, really love the team, and I was like, you know what? I really want to pay homage for, Saitama, because they really did a lot for me. And their supply, once they did their initial burn, was around 50 quads. So I said, hey, I'm just want to do the same exact thing. And at the end of the day, if we want users to be able to stake, if we want users to be able to get passive income, us having a lot of tokens is going to be help us, be able to filter that out to a lot of different people, and we can create a lot of different revenue streams for a lot of different investors.
Okay. So the token is complete, but all of its utility is not yet, like its ability to stake and all these different things that you want to incorporate later. Right now, it's just the token, but you do charitable work with it.
Well, we had a staking platform. It was a whole mess. So we had a company, and they did a great job. We were on their staking platform, and so this specific company only dealt with BNB tokens, and so we
Mhm.
were their very first Ethereum token. And so we had staking. People were staking. It was great, and it was a couple issues in the actual staking contract just because they migrated from BNB to Ethereum, and it was, of course, it's a screw up on their end, and then they apologized for it. They even gave us our money back because it was, just it was jacked up. So from there and that point, and it was very frustrating too, because when things happen, people kind of look to you like, hey, what are you doing? Like, when are you going to fix this? And it's like, hey, it's not my platform. It's literally nothing I can do. We pay for a service, and it's, the service unfortunately is not working. And so from that point forward, we just said, hey, I'm just come out and just do my own platform. And one thing that we're working on right now is our own staking platform and our own NFT collection that'll be coming out pretty soon.
Okay. And but in all the work that it seems like you do, it has some type of tie to giving back. Is there like a set like percentage of how that works? How does that part work?
Yeah, absolutely. We have 1% of all tokenomics going to charity, and over ever since December, we've done a charity event pretty much for like every month, once a month. And we actually have videos on our YouTube page if you want to be able to go on there and see some of the things that we've done. One of the ones I really love is the Dream Center in LA. It was absolutely phenomenal charity event. If you want to look at how a charity event should, be hosted, and if you really want to see a good story, watch that Dream Center video. But yeah, we try to do one every month. Even if we can't go in person, we'll send some funds to a charity so that way they can do a charity event, and it's been pretty successful so far.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. You said that video is on your YouTube, on Charity's YouTube?
Yep,
Charity's.
Sharity Token. It's on our YouTube page. If you go to our, I think it's on our website as well. We have like a link tree where you can see all of our social medias.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here, I'm gonna put this comment up, and then kind of transition a little bit back to the platform because I think that this is very interesting. It says, I've created a little Hexagon community in my local town. We are currently pulling some Hex to help a little girl who is currently seeking funding for a life-saving treatment. And they want to know, would they be able to use the platform for something like this? And you kind of said something to that extent of people starting GoFundMe's.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can share my screen and I can show you guys. Um, so yeah, that's exactly what we want people to do. We want people to be able to do funds like this because we know we're all in crypto, and we should be able to have a crypto option to give. Share screen. Let's see. But give me 1 second. Oh, here it is. So I'll show you a few of our individuals that we have on our platform. Let me know if you can see my screen.
I can.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what we want users to do. We want them to come on our platform, and we want them to give their story.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, okay, I'll open up a different screen. Share screen, share screen. All right, here we go. So this individual, this guy right here, he actually had a stroke. And when he woke up, he became an artist. It unlocked some skill in his brain. And so since his stroke, he's also had, cancer. He's at stage 4 cancer. He has a neurological condition. He can't work. And so, one of the things he does is make art, to help support himself. But at the end of the day, it's not enough. And so he started a fund on our platform. We want people to be able to highlight his story. So he even has a video on BBC. The article is right here. And we even link his Facebook page so that way people can see, everything is all legitimized. We make sure we actually have 2 charity coordinators that's on standby, and they talk to every single individual. They get references. They make sure everything is legit. And we don't want to put anything on our platform that's a scam. We want to make sure everybody is safe. And another step that we're going to take as well, if it is something to do, related with like medical bills, and we want people to be able to get those tax write-offs on our platform, they can donate it directly to our nonprofit, and that way our users can get that tax break, and in turn we can pay the medical bill for that user, if it's for a surgery or whatever that case may be. We want to write a grant so that way we can help them out in that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. And what forms of payment, or like what do you accept? All crypto, or is it specific to certain cryptos? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, we have Ethan and BNB options. We're adding more options down the line. It's so much to do when you're working on a platform like this. So just as starter options, we have Ethereum and BNB.
And then do you plan, I mean, of course, Chain is not out yet, but do you guys plan to be active on Chain, both with your token and with accepting donations in Pulse?
Absolutely, that's actually one of the things. So when we were testing the platform before we released our MVP, one of the things we tested was the option to do the post chain, because we know the post chain is already on.
Yeah.
It's already on testnet, so we had to test it live on the platform. People were able to do test donations with posts, and it worked flawlessly. It was perfect. So that is one thing that we are open to doing.
Right. That's awesome. So you guys are definitely a part of the Chain community.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you plan to have your token active as well on Chain.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely one of the things that we want to do. We honestly, I wish I can get more, influence and more in the Hex community because I know you guys are so awesome. It's like when you're doing something like this, it's so busy, it's so hectic. You got meetings with charities and individuals and things like that all day, every day. And man, it's like I don't have enough time in a day.
I definitely hear where you're coming from. I'm quite limited in time. But yeah, so that sounds great. So right now you said it accepts ETH, so then essentially you could take Hex donations and then they could pull that to do it. Now, are there any fees associated with the work that you guys do as far as being a nonprofit, being that middleman to get other nonprofits their funds?
Yeah, absolutely. So with a platform like this, our overhead right now is not too large. We're still a small platform, but as we get more users, as we get a bigger user base, our platform is on AWS, so we want the maximum security for our users. We don't want anything happening to anyone or anyone's wallets. It's 100% safe. We even got an audit done on our smart contract, so that way everyone knows it's safe.
Hmm.
And we just want to take all the necessary precautions. And with those precautions, it does come overhead. So we would never ever exceed 5% on any donations. So as people make their donations, we would never take more than 5% from that donation. And we actually want to get that number down to like 2 to 3 as volume continues to ramp up. Our biggest competitor right now, they're doing millions of dollars every month in volume. And once we get to that point, we won't need, 3, 4, 5%. We want to get that down to 1 to 2%, and the bulk of that money can go to the actual cause that it's trying to go to.
And then, without actually having to mention who your competitors are, because that doesn't so much interest me, but do you know what their rate is?
Yeah.
You know,
So
the rate.
actually, our biggest competitor, we did a ton of research on them, a ton of research because they're pretty much the gold standard. And when you're starting anything, any business, you always want to look at who's the biggest competitor, what they're doing, how they're doing. And so our biggest competitor, they take 5%, but they also charge an annual fee to different charities. And to me, honestly, I think that's not fair. A lot of charities they shouldn't have to pay to receive crypto. And we've
Mhm.
actually had a few charities that's on that platform reach out to us specifically because of that reason where they're paying an annual fee and they said, hey, it's a great platform and we heard so much about it, but we're a smaller charities and we're not receiving those crypto donations, so we're paying this annual fee and it's just kind of putting us in the hole. So we will
So
never
the
charge.
other, yeah, so on the other side, they are charging the ones who are donating, they're taking about 5% out of that, but then also still charging the charity for to receive their funds with this annual fee. Yeah, yeah, that would be very difficult for the majority of small charities. They would opt out just because crypto is so new, anyways.
Yeah.
To be that confident that you're going to get donations in crypto is difficult.
Absolutely. Yep. So we would never ever charge just to put them on our platform because the goal is to get charities in crypto. We don't want to push them
Right.
away. We don't want to, give them a bad taste in their mouth for crypto already. We want to be able to, come with open arms, like, hey, join our platform. We want you on our platform. And so we've had a lot of those conversations, and I'm happy to say that we have over 1,000 charities available to be donated to on our platform.
Wow, that is awesome. Is there anything else? Is there that you'd want to share? Any parts of the website, or where is the next step? Where do they go to find you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me actually share my screen one last time because I do want people to see our main page so that way they can know where to go. So if you want to go to our website, our donation platform is called Charity's Gift. So it's spelled SHARITYSGIFT.com. So it's this right here without the apostrophe, of course.com. Like I said, since launching version 1, we had already amassed 20,000, but since launching version 1, we've done nearly 10,000. So this number is actually closer to 30. We'll update that over time. And This is right here is where we highlight our charity. So this was the autism awareness campaign that we did. And this is the individual who had his stroke. So as you know, individuals come up and they want to, tell their story on our platform, we'll highlight them. We'll choose, a couple weeks and say, hey, we're going to highlight your story. We want to get more views to your cause, and that's what this section is.
Are you guys already equipped to have like a easy share button where they can share these stories on like social media?
That's one thing that we want to. That's another addition that we want to be able to put into coming up very, very soon. I really hope we can get that in as soon as possible. But yeah, that's definitely on the game plan. This section right here is just our notable contributors. So other tokens that just recognize our platform. They love what we're doing and they actually donated on our platform, and we really appreciate them. We want to show them love. So that's what this section is. And then at the bottom, we just have our blogs. So that's pretty much our platform. You can go ahead and check out the charities that we offer, check out the individuals that we offer. And other than that, I will just say just a last couple minute notes. So we touched on version 1 finally launching. We touched on raising nearly 10,000. We touched on the 501c3, which I think is huge in my opinion. We touched on the autism awareness campaign, which I also think was very huge as well. It was awesome to see. And one thing I will say about that. So at the end of our autism awareness campaign, we did a Twitter space with the charity. And so we had the charity side by side with charity. And we let them talk about their experiences with autism and, some of the things that people can do to kind of look out for or help. And in that space, we had literally like 20 parents come up and just tell their story like, hey, my son does this, or hey, my daughter does this, and when I see them do that, I kind of do this to kind of help them out. And it was just such an amazing thing. Like we can just come together as a community and talk about, our families and our lives and some of the things that can help us, just better ourselves and better our families. So I think that was awesome. And one last thing I'll talk about is I got invited to speak at the Midwest Con. So I don't know if you guys are aware what the Midwest Con is, but it's a crypto NFT convention that's coming up in August. So I will be speaking. It's August 12th to August 14th. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. If you are close or, if you're around, come join us. Come to Midwest Con, and I'll love to meet you.
Absolutely. Are you have you heard about PulseCon?
I have heard about it. When is it though?
It's in September.
Oh, September.
It's at the beginning. So basically, Labor Day is our event. With KSB, we're hosting the first, to my knowledge, the first ever international crypto golf tournament. And that's going to be on Labor Day, so September 5th.
Oh, see, I know. So is the golf tournament, is that the same day as the PulseCon?
No, so it's like the kickoff event. So our event is on the 5th. It's on Labor Day, and then PulseCon starts on the 6th through the 9th.
Oh, perfect. See, I would have done the golf if it was Top Golf. I can't play real golf.
Absolutely. I'm not surprised to hear that. Crypto, I get that a lot, but we're gonna have a good time. It's definitely gonna be much more than just golf. It is a huge networking, opportunity and just an experience to hang out with other crypto enthusiasts. So it's gonna be a great time.
And
But
where's that gonna be at?
in Las Vegas.
Cool.
Yeah, all of that is in Las Vegas. So we are getting ready for that. It's blowing up really big, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations to you and your endeavors. And, some of the things that I've been seeing you do, and just what the things that you want to accomplish, even within the Hex community. I just gotta say congratulations and give you your flowers.
Thank you, appreciate that. I did have another question about in-kind donations, because that's something that I got a lot when I was in the nonprofit sector. Is there a way to donate gifts, right? Like gift certificates or some type of donation that's not in the form of crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the things that we are. So we are a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 organization. And that's one of the things that we, kind of talk with some of the mentors about in-kind donations, you know, like if we're trying to get some extra wood from Home Depot or something.
Mhm.
um Now, are you talking about as far as like regular people giving that to our platform and us giving it to? That's something we would probably have to work out, because I think that's like, you know, a little bit ahead. We just started, and you know, I know you are an expert. You know, you've been doing the nonprofit space, and you might be able to help me out with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a lot of thoughts going on in my head, so we'll definitely have to have a little side conversation at some point. But I'm bullish for you guys, right? If, to keep it in crypto terms, I think that it's much needed for there to be a vehicle or platform for nonprofits. And we're, so early in this, so it's going to take some time for nonprofits are probably when it comes to just being advanced in technology anyway. If you think about like the church, like how when did your church get a website, right? Like, some of the mega churches embraced it, but I kind of compare the two. That we hold to tradition, and
Yeah.
if and that crosses all sectors, whether that's financial or whatever. So I'm excited for your future. Any way that I can support, we will. Our platform is here to be able to discuss the updates and the future of your project. So
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. I really appreciate it.
And then where else can people find you? We know charitiesgift.com, and then you personally, what's your preferred method of contact?
Yeah, so people can reach out to me on Twitter. I do have LinkedIn. I'm trying to grow my LinkedIn. That's one thing you got to have as a business professional. So just trying to grow my network on LinkedIn. So Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm also on Telegram and Discord. So if you guys want to connect there, I'm on there as well.
Perfect. So I don't have any other questions. Do you have any more questions or anything else that you want to say before we close out?
I don't have any questions. One thing I will say, which I haven't said in this interview, because some people do ask me this question. It's an honest question. A lot of people ask why donate crypto,
Mm,
and it's a great question. You know, people don't understand the importance of crypto and why you should donate crypto. And so I always give this story to where I was talking to a friend, and he said he wanted to send some money to Africa, and he said on average it takes about 7 to 14 business days, and
mm,
it can take up to 21 business days as well. But you know, if there's an emergency situation and we're sending funds from point A to point B, and even looking at America, you know, if I do a transfer here in America, it takes 1 to 5 business days. You know, that's unacceptable. If there's an emergency, if there's something that happens and those funds have to get from point A to point B, with our traditional banking system, it's not set up to help emergencies. And
mm,
so, you know, we need families to be able to feed their kids and you know, get water and put shelter over their heads. And so with the, you know, with the utility of crypto, it can get from point A to point B in minutes and sometimes even seconds. So that way the funds can actually help the cause that it's going to, and it's not just sitting in the bank processing. That's the importance of crypto. That's the importance of being able to donate crypto, because we really want to get the funds to get from point A to point B as soon as possible.
I agree completely. And then I also think about, the additional tax implications as far as like not going to fiat first, right? Like there's always a discussion of when does it become a taxable event? Is it when you sell it or is it in your wallet? Like, when the price goes up, what is it? So to be able to, like for myself, have HEX and to just be able to donate that and not have to take it through the off ramp, to where the government's like, well, what'd you do with all that money? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a little bit of benefit to that as well.
No,
So,
yeah, absolutely. And not only that, you know, just touching on a little bit, if you donated Hex and then that charity held it for a year, who knows? You know, that it could have 2, 3, 4, 5x by then. And so that's just
mhm,
another added benefit to where, you know, that dollar can just get more for the charity and it can really help out their cause.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time today. I don't have any more questions. I'm gonna stay tuned in to charity and all the things that you guys are doing, and I hope you the best success in the future.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
All right.